And all you've managed to build is a lake of death! You killed my brother. And now you'll die for it!
Oke, kita lawan ya. Oh iya, by the way, pedang gue udah ganti juga guys ya. Gue udah crafting pedangnya. Eits. Oh, dia tuh pakai apa nih, kayak panggil binatang ya? Oh, kayak kadal gitu guys. Oh my god. Hey, what's going on guys? Nost here. Hari ini kita lanjut lagi Tales of Arise. Jadi di part kemarin kita udah ngelawan Lord Dohalim. Dia jadi gila karena dia baru sadar kalau ternyata masih banyak banget orang-orang Dahna yang meninggal gara-gara Fruit of Helgan itu ya. Kemarin waktu nyampe ke underground lake-nya itu, Migal ngasih lihat cara kerja Fruit of Helgan ke Lord Dohalim. Bener aja guys, setelah buahnya itu dimakan, badan Migal ngeluarin banyak banget astral energy sampai-sampai dia meninggal ya, karena badannya itu udah kehabisan astral energy dan berubah sepenuhnya jadi hollow. Setelah kalahin Lord Dohalim, kita balik ke penginapan di Vision dan di sana kita dapat informasi dari bawahannya si Kisara kalau ternyata Kelzalik, butlernya si Lord Dohalim, bikin kekacauan di istana guys. Kalau menurut gua kemungkinan besar pengkhianatnya itu si Kelzalik ini nih, dia yang berusaha untuk ngasih makan Fruit of Helgan-nya itu ke orang-orang Dahna karena dia nggak setuju dengan pandangannya Lord Dohalim kalau orang Dahna ini bisa hidup damai sama orang Rena. Dia tuh pengennya orang Rena tetap ngejajah orang Dahna ya. Sekarang langsung aja kita lanjutin. Ini terakhir gue udah nemuin tempat nge-heal guys. Berarti kemungkinan besar di Lord Chamber-nya itu bakal ada boss terakhir di Indonesia nih. Langsung aja kita keluar ya. Nah, berarti kan Lord Chamber-nya itu kalau nggak salah di kanan sini nih. Bener guys. Kita masuk aja ya. Oke, ini udah ada si Kelzalik kan ya.
Well, if it isn't the slaves and the traitor. I don't remember giving you permission to enter the palace.
Ini kayak
So
bener
it's
sih.
true. You really
So
are the
it's
one
true, you're
behind all
really
this.
the one behind
Kelzalik.
all of this, Kelzalik.
I don't remember giving you permission to speak either. Know your place,
Know your
slave.
place, slave. Nah, dia tuh pengen orang-orang Dahna ini tetap jadi budak ya.
Now we see his true colors.
Yeah, a despicable excuse for a human being. Though really, I guess that makes him pretty ordinary, huh?
Kelzalik, you were Lord Dohalim's most trusted advisor. His closest ally. Why would you betray him?
Kenapa kita tanya
Don't
dia
be a
alasannya kenapa
fool.
dia pengen
I didn't
apa?
serve him because I
Dia
wanted to.
ngehianatin si
I
Lord
expect a
Dohalim
mere
nih.
slave would know, but there are many
Tapi
powerful
udah jelas
contenders
kayaknya
for the
emang
position
dia
of
tuh nggak
lord.
setuju sih sama si
A
Lord Dohalim.
contest of strength determines the one who will be lord and undisputed ruler of a realm. There is no choice in the selection. If my master had any ambitions of becoming the sovereign, I would have gladly served him.
Oh, bener
But he
nih.
had no intention of fighting for the crown.
Indeed. Can you
Kalau
slaves even
seandainya si Lord
imagine how
Dohalim
they look
ini
to the
dia
rest of us?
jam juga guys ya,
During
mirip
the
sama
whims of an
Lord
ambitionless
Balsam
lord,
atau
all
Lord
we could
Ganabel, dia
do was
bakal
wait
seneng
for the
banget
end as we suffered through our
ngelayanin si Lord Dohalim
humiliation.
guys. Tapi
You want
sayangnya Lord Dohalim
suffering?
ini dia
Try being
cinta Dahna
Danon
ya,
for a day.
dan dia nggak setuju guys.
So you plotted against Lord Dohalim in secret.
Oh iya bener nih.
And when my brother found out,
Ketika si
And I
Migal
would do it all
tahu
again
kalau
if it
ternyata
meant
ada si
returning
buah
Menancia
itu ya, Fruit
to
of
its
Helgan,
rightful
kan
state.
dia berusaha untuk kasih tahu si Lord Dohalim tuh, tapi di gagalin nih, yang nangkep tuh ternyata si Kelzalik ini, dan si Migal akhirnya dimasukin ke dalam penjara guys.
enough! Who are you to decide what is natural or rightful, traitor?
Oke.
Miguel, my brother.
Tapi kalau lihat dari
He
penampilannya sih kayak
dreamed
nggak
of building a world
gimana
free of
itu ya,
suffering.
nggak gimana kuat
He
guys
gave
si
his life for that
itu,
dream.
si
And all you've managed to
Kelzalik
build
ini ya.
is a lake of death! You killed my brother. And now you'll die for it!
Oke, kita lawan ya. Oh iya, by the way, pedang gue udah ganti juga guys ya. Gue udah crafting pedangnya. Eits. Oh, dia tuh pakai apa nih, kayak panggil binatang ya. Oh, kayak kadal gitu guys. Oh my god. Apa namanya? Fan of Blades. Oke, kita lawan ya. Berarti itu mana di mana nih guys? Oh, di ekor nih guys. Bener ya, di ekor ya. Gue hajar ekornya. Eits. Oh, bisa teleport guys. Wah, gila sih ini sih. Kita hajar ekornya. Cut, pedang api.
I never miss.
Kita pedang api lagi guys. Let's go. Oh my god, dia bisa nyemburin racun ya. Bahkan si pedangnya ini dia bisa ini guys. Pedangnya lagi si lidahnya bisa jadi pedang gitu ya. Gila, buset. Gue susah banget mau eker si ekornya karena dia di bagian luar arenanya ini guys. Oh my god. Aduh cabut. Oh my god, dia bisa ngeluarin racun dari badannya. Oke. Ulti. Break. Mampus. Jalan. Kita pakai pedang api lagi. Let's go. Hancur please. Core break please. Core break. Oke. Hajar. Ini sih gila sih ya. Dia bisa ngilang ke teleport guys. Oke, core-nya belum ada lagi guys ya. Jadi gue harus menyerang kemahannya. Ini udah lebih susah dari Lord Halim sih karena udah berhasil kurangin setengah darahnya ya. Lebih cepat dari waktu kita ngelawan Lord Halim guys. Ini kita serang lagi sini guys. Ekornya lagi ya. Si weakness-nya udah muncul lagi guys. Si ekornya ini. Setengah darah ya abis ya. Ini biasanya setelah kayak gini tuh dia bakal keluarin ini guys. Biru-biru tuh ya. Jadi bakal ngamuk guys ya. Oke, hajar dia. Oke, dia mau apa nih? Oke, gue harus hindar dulu guys. Oh, dia bisa nabrak. Sama dong. Oh, dia bisa. Oh my god. Salah target gue ya. Harusnya kita target yang ini nih guys. Oh, malah target apa? Tadi ada lebah itu. Keluar. Mundur lu please. Oh my god, gue kena paralyze gara-gara kena racunnya ya. Gitu. Break. Oke, gue harus mundur dulu guys. Ini udah terlalu pinggir dia. Gue udah target si ekornya ya. Aduh, begini lagi pak. Oke, kita mundur nih, saatnya kita mundur. Oke, sabar. Gue target dulu sih ininya, ya kan? Gimana sih? Nah, ini terus kita. Nice. Oke. Hancur. Oke, core break. Nice. Sikat lagi terus. Tinggal satu bar guys, ya.
Almost there. An astral mark?
That's my cue.
Shut him down.
Gak terus.
See what I can do.
Oke, ini kayaknya gue harus heal dulu guys ya. Pakai piece jauh ya, si Alvan. Oke. Oh my god. Oke, kena boost break, mantap. Kita berhasil nge-charge dia ya. Oh, minggir. Jangan mati. Alvan jangan mati please. Oke. Itemnya recasting lagi. Nah, udah. Gue pakai pistol lagi untuk nge-heal si Alvan ya. Ini kita target lagi ekornya guys. Let's go. Ini tinggal dikit ya. Oke. Kita berhasil kalahin guys, ini binatang si Kelzalik ya. Mampus. Ternyata nggak sesusah Lord Dohalim nih. Tapi gue curiga dia punya sesuatu lagi nih ya.
Your dreams of attaining lordship are no more. Give up, Kelzalik.
Attaining lordship? Ridiculous. Only those who possess a master core can become a lord. What, did you think just anyone could do it?
But then, what were you trying to accomplish with this? Didn't you betray your lord?
Yes, that's true. However, there are other lords.
Other lords?
Other lords apa nih?
So you mean...
Oke, Dohalim datang guys. Jangan-jangan si Kelzalik ini dia nge-serve atau ngelayanin lord lain ya. Nah dia pas ngelayanin si Dohalim ini cuma buat pura-pura aja kayaknya sih. Kemungkinan gitu ya.
The fruit of Helgen?
They can't be. You found my production facility?
Correct. And I tore it down.
Oh, dia yang produksi bahkan si buahnya ini ya.
It's clear that this is no ordinary fruit. Nor was the equipment used to grow it. You couldn't have done all this without outside assistance.
Oh, bener. Kayaknya tuh dia punya tempat produksi fruit of Helgen ini dibantuin sama lord lain. Dari Mahaksar ini nih katanya ya.
At this point, the contest for the crown will be over soon enough, and you will finally receive the punishment you deserve for your weakness.
I've already received my punishment. May this be my final act as the Lord of Eldermenencia.
Cut. Wih, ternyata diampunin guys.
Mahaksar, Ganeth Haros, wherever you think you'll find a suitable lord.
Oh, dia diusir dari Eldermenencia guys. Kayaknya si Dohalim mau resign jadi ini guys, mau resign jadi lord ya, dia mau berhenti jadi lord.
But then I thought, he's
Karena tadi dia
nothing more
bilang
than one
his
common
last act
ordinary
ya,
Renan.
as a lord
He's not
of
worthy of my
Eldermenencia, guys.
time or my anger, right?
So after everything, was the dream of coexisting just a dream? What is that?
Kayak ada
Those are the
suara-suara di luar.
cheers of the brave Danans who overpowered Kelzalik's forces.
Oh,
Wait, they challenged the Renans?
Indeed. A militia made up of Danan
di
guardsmen,
luar ada orang-orang
Renan supporters,
Dahna
and
yang
of course,
berhasil
the
ngalahin
Gold Dust Cats.
prajurit-prajurit Rena yang berkhianat ini nih.
Do we have you to thank for bringing them all
Mereka lagi
together?
party ya, kayaknya lagi pakai itu guys, kembang api.
Regardless of what your original motivations were, your dream of coexistence saved countless lives. And now, those people out there are fighting to keep that dream alive. That's something real.
Be that as it may, they do so now by their own hands. These people no longer need any lord.
Bener kan, dia udah gak jadi lord lagi nih.
Where are you going?
Where are you going?
To put an end to the crown contest.
Oh, sekarang dia
So
malah mau
long as its madness
hancurin si
persists,
crown contest itu
peace will
dong.
remain ever out of reach.
Sama kayak
I
kita dong.
cannot allow it to continue.
The crown contest impacts far more than just the Danans. You're choosing to fight Lenegis and the entire Empire.
I am well aware. However, if I wish to keep this dream from dying, then I have little choice in the matter. Besides, it's the least I can do.
So you're gonna go out there and make that dream real on your own?
You may be decided on your path, but that doesn't make it any less difficult.
Why not walk that road with us?
Why not walk that road with us? Bentar. Ini
Pardon?
You heard me.
apakah
We're
si
fighting to liberate
Dohalim
the
bakal
Danans.
jadi
You're fighting for the people
playable
of this realm.
karakter ke-6 guys?
I'd say we're on the same
Sarah,
path,
ya?
really. It would only make sense for us to walk it together.
Danan dissidents, side by side with a Renan lord? Not the least intriguing invitation I've received. An invitation which would only be proper courtesy for me to accept.
Oke guys. Wah gila sih.
I'll take that as a yes.
Berarti sekarang tim kita ada lordnya guys. Gila.
Hey, where'd Kisara go?
Si Kisara kemana
I
tadi?
don't see her
Hilang.
anywhere.
Maybe she just needed some time alone. A lot's happened.
That makes sense. She did just lose her brother after all.
We ought to keep moving as well. So long as there are lords who draw breath, we have a mission to complete.
Hey.
Kisara's a big girl. I'm sure she can handle herself. We should hurry on ahead to our next destination.
I guess you're right. And it is a lot safer here than it was. What do you think, Dohalim?
I am not sure I have the right to say anything as far as Kisara is concerned.
Fair enough. Well, I, for one, would like to say goodbye if we get a chance. Let's keep an eye out for her as we leave.
You befriended Dohalim, oke. Kisara level party dong, hah? Kita dapat Master Chord of Earth ya, Master Chordnya si Dohalim. Juga recipe juga. Oke.
What's Kisara
Sekarang
going to
masuk
do
kemana
now?
nih? Go to Vision Southern Gates. Southern Gates itu
Sure.
berarti yang di Vision Southern Gate. Yang ini berarti ya. Nah ini quest di sini nih. Kita langsung aja fast travel ke sini.
It's complicated for her.
Oke guys, gue udah fast travel.
Do you sense one of your friends,
Kita
Noodle?
langsung aja ke
You all arrived
si
here from
waypoint ini ya.
yes? In that case, you should depart via the south gate, rather than the one you arrived through.
Oke, kita udah di South Gate guys. Ini kayaknya gerbang menuju ke kontinen berikutnya. Tapi sayangnya si Kisara nggak ikut
After
guys.
all
Ini
that,
kita
Kisara
jadi
never came back
tetap
to
berlima
see
ya.
us.
I'm surprised she slipped away without us noticing. Where would she even go? I hope this place survives. You think the Danans and Renans have a chance of getting along? We didn't really do much to change things around here, did we?
This realm had its own walls to overcome. And in the end, it was the people themselves who decided to break them down, without any help from us. I hope they keep going. I really do.
Oke, saatnya kita lanjut ke
Yeah,
tujuan berikutnya.
well,
Kayaknya Mahaksar
if you
ini
say
ya,
so,
yang sering disebutin
I
guys. Waktu
guess.
itu gue sempat juga baca di notes-nya di ruangan di
All right.
Ocarina Palace.
I leave
lupa
command of the
gimana
gold
tadi.
dust cats in your hands.
Eits,
You've got nothing to worry about, Kisara.
ada nih si Kisara
I'll do
nih.
your brother proud.
Oh, dia
Looks like
ninggalin
it's time to go.
grupnya si siapa?
Take
Grup
good care of
kakaknya si
Zare
Miguel.
for me. All right,
Gold
Legil?
Dust Cats itu ya, Gold
You've
Dust
got
Cat
it.
itu.
Stay safe,
Terus ini
Kisara.
nih, gue lupa namanya siapa. Oh, apa Kisara bakal ikut ya? Please, please, please. Berenam, please.
Did you come to say goodbye?
Actually, I was wondering if you could use another companion.
Si Kisara minta join nih.
Well, we certainly don't mind you coming along. We just figured you'd stay behind and help rebuild. These people could use you.
I thought much the same thing. However, in the end, something changed my mind. Ever since Miguel died, I've been thinking a lot. About where I went wrong, what I should have done differently. You know,
Oke, kita
that
berenam
sort of
jadinya ya.
thing. It's true that our dream of coexistence saved many Danan lives, but we were naive and short-sighted. I was so wrapped up in my idea of how things should be that I didn't see the problems that existed right in front of us. I thought we had been given a utopia. And so I never bothered to look too far past its surface. I chose to be ignorant. And because of that, because of me, my brother,
Nagal's death wasn't your fault, Kisara.
Perhaps you're right. But in the end, it was me he entrusted this dream to. I learned that nothing in this life is free, or gained without sacrifice. Now that I know that, I'll just have to figure out what else I don't know.
So, decided to join us?
I have.
Oke lah.
And hopefully I can
Let's go.
continue to protect Eldaman and Sia from outside the dream world, for the sake of those still inside.
And here I thought you joined for an opportunity on my life.
In all honesty, I'm grateful to you. I truly am. I
Oh,
don't
dia udah
blame you
maafin
for
si
what
ini ya.
happened.
Dia udah maafin si Halim, guys.
But I must also leave your service. No longer will I be defined by protecting a Renan lord. From now on, when I fight,
Oh, itu
I
gelang dari
fight
si
to
Miguel tuh.
protect my dream. All I ask is that you do your part.
Jadi dia bakal
that you
berusaha
fight alongside
untuk
me.
melindungin Eldaman
Not
dan
just
Sia.
for those who used to believe
Bukan
in
dari
your dream,
bukan dari dalam
but
guys,
for
tapi dari luar
those
juga ya.
that still
Karena
do.
masih ada lord-lord
Jauh
lain
Halim.
juga di realm yang lain yang masih kejam gitu
I
guys.
understand.
Salah satu
I'm
contohnya
no
nih
longer a lord
di
anyway.
Mahakasar ini ya.
Well, this crew just gets bigger and bigger.
This crew just getting bigger
All
and
right,
bigger.
where to, team?
We make for Mahag Sar, the Valley of the Four Winds.
Hey. Langsung jalan dong, Alvan ya. You befriended Kisara. Dapat resipi lagi. 2. Kita kebuka skill panel juga buat Alvan ya. Oke, langsung aja kita keluar guys. OTW Mahakasar nih. Kemana nih? Lurus terus ya.
Sar.
Lurus terus guys.
That makes 4 out of the 5
Ini
realms
banyak
that I've visited
bintang-bintang
now.
ini nih. Ini udah
I
sering
wonder
lawan
what
juga
kind
sih.
of lord we're gonna find there.
It doesn't matter.
Oke, kita
They
OTW
try
aja
to get in our
langsung.
way. We'll take
Apa
them
nih?
down and that'll be...
Apa nih? Ada kayak danau gitu guys, kecil.
I didn't realize there was a pond here.
Yeah, this is Taka Pond.
Taka
And
Pond.
it happened to have saved my life once upon a time.
What do you mean?
As a kid, I survived life under the past lords by escaping here when I needed to. It's terrible to swim in, but great for catching a bite for
dulu
dinner
waktu
away
belum
from Renan eyes.
waktu lordnya sebelum si Halim ini
Bear in
kan
mind,
si lordnya tuh
our
masih ya
rations
yang
back
kejam
then
gitu guys
weren't
ya.
enough
Dia
to
tuh
live
sering
off of.
kabur ke sini nih guys.
You had to take matters into your
Untuk
own
cari
hands
makan
if you
ya,
wanted
karena
to
dia
have food to survive.
Di sini bisa nangkap ikan katanya guys.
But how did you catch them? With your bare hands?
That might take a while. Fish are prone to swim away at the first sign of trouble. I'd put bait or a lure on a line and use it with a fishing rod.
Ini apa kita bisa mancing guys?
You must not be familiar with fishing if
Ada
this
fitur
sounds new
fishing
to
juga ya
you.
kayaknya nih.
Here, let me show you how it's done.
Oke, kita bisa fishing. Kita coba aja ya. Gimana caranya nih? Cast lure. Cast lure
I hope
kan?
we catch something decent.
Indeed. Hungry bellies
Terus?
are counting on this.
Reel in. Oke, gua ngerti guys ini gimana caranya. Soft shake. Apa nih? Hard shake.
Looks like I lost it.
Oke guys, gua masih belum ngerti ya caranya ya. Kita coba cast lure lagi. Oh. Oh, gini nih. Oke.
I've got something.
Dapat guys. Ih. Oh. Weh. Weh lagi. Dapat?
Boy,
Oh,
that's a bit of a
gitu ya.
letdown.
Looks like a pretty energetic
Nggak
fish.
terlalu susah. Udah kali ya, kita quit fishing kali ya, cukup.
And that's all there is to it.
Kita buka fitur baru lagi ya.
Wow. It seems like you need to have good reflexes to catch anything. I don't know if it's really for me. Kisara? I think I've seen enough.
I've seen enough.
Sorry.
Ya,
I
keseruan
guess I'm
mancing ya.
just in my own little world when I go fishing.
Looks like we're going to be here for a while.
That's how fishing goes. You wait for a bite, and then the real battle begins. Miguel told me that different fish live in different regions, and you have to pick the right rod and lure for
Jadi
what
dia
you're
bilang,
hoping to catch.
nanti setiap region itu bakal ada ikan
But
yang
that
beda-beda
doesn't
guys.
change
Dan
the fact
untuk
it's a
ikan itu
giant
kita
time sink.
butuh umpan yang
Of
beda-beda
course,
juga.
each fish has its own unique flavor, too. And some of them are supposed to be extremely delicious.
When you put it like that, maybe it's worth me trying my hand at fishing after all.
You're just in it for the
Di
food.
Shionne nih kalau tentang
I
makanan
was
dia selalu
hoping we'd
semangat
get
ya.
to fish during our travels. And it just so happens I made sure to grab my brother's old rod before I left Vicente. So, if you ever feel like fishing when we've got a little downtime, just let me know.
Good to hear. Thanks for showing us.
Oke, ini apa lagi nih? Fishing expert. Ada ketemu orang ahli mancing nih. Yay. Kita dapat Miguel's rod nih pancingannya. Beginner's popper. Quest complete. Kebuka skill panel buat Kisara nih guys. Lanjut lagi aja ya berarti ya. Kita ke lupa mana. Kiri guys. Ini ada apa nih? Heal ya. Oke, ada prajurit Rena yang mampus guys. Rena armor soldier. Wih, infantry shield.
I'm always amazed with
Wih,
you.
bentar. Ini equipment buat si ini kayaknya nih. Infantry shield. Oh, tapi lebih jelek guys. Oke, kita lanjut lagi aja kalau gitu. Apa lagi nih? Hah? Kok berada diem? Hey.
Is it just me? Or have those two barely spoken a single word to one another?
Kisara sama
I
si
know, right? But
Dua
after
hal ini
everything that
awkward
happened
banget,
with Miguel, is it really any wonder?
Kinda puts a damper on the whole journey though, huh? How long do you think they're gonna keep
dia
this
lawannya
up?
selalu ya komennya
If
dia
it
paling
bothers you that much, why don't you
kocak,
ask
guys.
them?
Why do I have to ask?
How come you walk together like that?
She really doesn't beat around the bush.
You mean Kisara and myself?
You hadn't noticed? You've been practically joined at the hip ever since we left Vicente.
I guess it's force of habit, most likely. I was always ready to protect him, should the need arise. It sort of came with the job description.
Right. From being in the Elder Menancia Guard. Although, Dohalim's pretty capable of defending himself, isn't he?
Having guards doesn't necessarily mean the one being guarded is weak. No one's perfect all the time.
Even so, it's not like they're entirely wrong, Kisara. You're no longer in my employ, after all.
I don't know. I mean, if it's what she's used to and you're both comfortable with it, then who are we to judge?
But she doesn't serve him anymore. It isn't normal for her to keep following him around like she still does.
Jadi si Kisara
You know,
ini udah
she's
kebiasaan
probably right.
jalan
And a
deket
lot
sama si
has
Dohalim guys
changed over the
karena
last few days.
dia tuh
I
emang
guess it wouldn't hurt to rethink our
guardnya si Dohalim ya
relationship in
dulu
light
waktu
of the new
di
circumstances.
Menancia. Nah, sayangnya
Perhaps
sekarang
I'll
ini
give
udah
it some
enggak.
thought after all.
Jadi
Does that sound all right by you?
walaupun udah enggak
Of course.
ngelindungin si
You
Dohalim,
might
tapi
want
dia
to
tetap
stop asking his permission
kebiasaan
for every little thing while you're at
berdiri
it.
deket si Dohalim guys.
Sorry. It's not that easy, shaking off old habits. I'll probably need a little time to get fully used to it.
Oke, lanjut ya. Oke guys,
Something
kita nyampe
feels
ke tempat
odd
berikutnya
here.
nih. Kita lihat dulu mapnya. Oke, ada banyak jalan ya. Gue nggak tahu harus kayak mana nih.
Be on your guard.
Wih, mantap.
All right.
Perhaps it's time to deploy my secret weapon. Oke, secret weapon apa nih? Gue pengen pakai Dohalim dong. Dohalim boost attack. Oke. Throw spines from the ground to ensnare. Oke, jadi boost attack-nya ini bisa ngikat musuh ya. Ntar gue pengen coba pakai Dohalim gitu. Edit Dohalim, taruh ke si, misalnya ke si ini lah, si Lau lah ya. Coba gue pakai Dohalim. Dohalim pencet 4. Woi. Oke. Langsung down ya. Kita ikat juga yang selanjutnya. Enak banget sih nih, langsung boost break ya. Begitu gua pakai. Oh bisa heal juga. Mantap. Ini bisa heal juga guys. Ini apa ya? Gila kayak batu-batu gitu ya. Oh kakinya lihat guys, kakinya jadi hijau setelah kita ini guys. Setelah kita ikat itu ya.
In a bind?
Tapi ini si dua hal ini belum gua upgrade jadi gak gimana ini guys. Gak gimana sesakit si Alphen gitu ya. Okay.
Got some interesting moves there, Dohalim. I'm glad you're on our side.
I'm simply glad to hear that I can make myself useful to you all.
Biasanya kalau yang lain kan kayak si Rinwell tuh boost breaknya tuh baru bisa
We
dipakai
seem to have come across
untuk
some
ngedown
rather
enemies
unusual
kalau
objects.
musuhnya lagi yang casting skill.
What, you mean that pile of garbage?
Si
No mere
Lau ini kalau
garbage, I
musuhnya ada
assure you.
armornya.
Still, I've never seen
si
anything
Sarah juga
shaped
kalau
like
musuhnya
it
lagi
before.
nge-charge ya. Tapi si
I'm
dua hal ini,
intrigued.
kalau tadi gue lihat sih dia kapan aja kita pakai si boost
Are
strike-nya,
you curious
dia
about this
langsung
stuff, Rinwell?
down si musuhnya ya, keikat gitu.
Yeah. I think he might have found some old Danon relics. They look like the remains of a bunch of objects that disappeared after the Renans first invaded.
And yet,
Not really, just that it must be nice to be a Renan who has time to indulge in stuff like that, unlike the rest of us.
Are you interested in this stuff too, Dohalim?
charmed may be a better turn of phrase. I simply love objects that can give me a sense of what their maker was thinking, the history that went into their creation.
Ini ada
You
sedikit
see,
chit-chat lagi
we
ya.
Renans have hardly any such objects that trace back to our distant past.
I still don't understand what you two find so intriguing about it, though.
Why not? We're talking about our own culture here.
I get that, but it's not like this stuff is any use now, does it? It's just old. Real old.
Oh, but it does. Holding it in your hands like this, one can feel and engage with the distant past in a way no history book can ever accomplish.
I'll take your word for it. Well, seeing as it's done in history, just make sure you're careful with it. All right, Dohalim?
But of course.
Oke, kita dapat crocodile crusher apa nih? Burn down hammer. Artifak. Oh, sekarang kita bisa ngumpulin artifak kayaknya ya? Gue having them. Oh. Oh, ntar kita dapat bonus setelah tamatin gamenya ya. Oke. Apa nih? Additional art panels. Panel set. Oke guys, ini kita sekarang bisa pakai 6 skill ya. Nah, kebuka juga skill panel buat siapa nih? Dua Halim.
That treasure. What a sweet sounding.
Oke guys, gue udah save ya. Tadi kita belum save. Abis
Visibility
lawan
along
boss.
this path
Lanjut
will remain
lagi.
limited for some time.
Ini ada
Take
item
care
dikit
not
ini.
to get ambushed.
Ini weight ya.
I'm surprised you know the terrain here so well.
Oh, rice. Ini
Words
beras
don't
guys,
strike me
bukan
as having
gandum ya.
much time for wandering in the
Salah gua.
woods.
Sometimes I would
Nah,
take
item baru
strolls
ternyata.
along here when I wish to be
Ini
alone.
berarti kita ke ini guys.
You always
Karena-
did have a bad habit,
Karena di sini nggak ada jalan kan ini ya.
bit of
Kita sini kan.
disappearing without telling any of us guardsmen.
Ini hub
It's
udah
so hilly
sering
around
lawan.
here. I can feel my feet
Lanjut.
getting blisters.
Ini ada item juga nih.
That's mountain hiking for you. It can be pretty tough if you're
Oh,
not
ini musuh
used to
baru
these
nih.
sorts of trails.
Oke, kita coba lawan ya.
It'll be a breeze. Get in, get out.
Gat. Mental gila tendang si Lau ya.
Wait, it's a door here!
I'm surrounded.
Gat.
Sleep now. Now!
Strike.
Astral energy!
Say no more.
Oke.
Leave the enemy's arcs to me.
Strike lagi. Oh, ini combo sama si Dohalim. Keren banget nih. Mana lagi? Oh dia baru jatuh ya.
Say no more.
Oke. Roconya sih nggak gimana susah
Quite
guys. Nanti
necessary
bosnya
when
ya.
creating
Selalu
weaponry.
gila. Ini ada cabang. Oh lurus.
More Danon ruins here too, I see.
Oke, ini bercabang lagi. Ini ada kiri, ada ini ya. Aku coba yang kiri dulu, guys.
What were people even thinking back then? Trying to build anything around here.
But maybe they just had that much
Bawah,
time and
ya kan?
energy on their hands.
I sure built up a sweat with this hike.
Oh, ini nggak ada jalan nih, guys. Ini bukan yang ini ya.
Rest assured,
Coba
we've
kita naik lagi.
reached the top. It's all downhill from here, quite literally.
So Mahak's just up ahead then?
Indeed. If you look,
Ke arah sini
across
ya.
this mountain is the Lord's Keep.
Coba cek lagi mapnya. Betul. Ini gitu? Coba. Salah. Harus ke sana ya. Wait. Ah, ke sini nih. Jatuh tinggi banget, gila. Oke, kayaknya ada cutscene, berarti bener jalannya ke sini, guys.
That obvious, huh? Except I don't
Ini
think I'll
si
be changing much
Kisara masih
after
kayak
all.
awkward ya, deket-deket sama si
Don't
Dohalim,
get me
guys.
wrong,
Karena
I'm not going
tadinya
to
tuh si
stay
Dohalim
his
bisa dibilang
servant. However,
bosnya lah
I am
gitu.
going to treat him like a fellow comrade,
Tapi
the
sekarang
same
jadi
way I
kayak
would
temen
with
gitu,
you or
guys.
anyone else.
Jadi masih nggak biasa
For
lah.
as long as I can remember, I've spent my life protecting others. But isn't that what friends do too? Support and protect one another in times of need?
Biasanya kalau misalnya
Which in the
cutscene
end
yang
pretty much
kayak
means doing
gambarnya
as you've always
komik-komik
done,
ini
right?
sih,
If that's what
manga-manga
you're
ini
most
nggak terlalu,
comfortable with,
ini
I'm
guys, nggak
certainly
terlalu
not going to give you any grief over it.
main story-nya ini
Actually,
biasanya kayak
I've been
chit-chat
thinking
biasa
about
aja
how
pas
I
lagi
ought to act
perjalanan
around
gitu ya.
you all as well.
Oh?
When I set out on this journey, it was to rid Eldaman and Sia of its enemies, and search for wisdom in the outside world. Wisdom that I could potentially put to use on my return. I'm grateful to you all for letting me tag along, but it got me thinking, what am I actually contributing by being here?
What are you talking about? You know how to hold a weapon, don't you? That's help enough.
Is it though? Sometimes I wish there was more I could be doing to pull my...
Oops, sorry about that.
Gila, perutnya bunyi,
I'm
Pak.
famished.
Now that you mention it,
Ya, orang
what do you
biasa
guys
sih.
normally do for food and
Lapar,
meals when you're out
kesukaan
and
gue sih
about on
selain
your
si Alven,
travels?
silau ini ya.
What do you mean, what do we do? We find stuff to eat and eat it. So long as it's meat, I'm not fussy.
Eating what you like can be good for morale in the short term, but you need to think about your diet if you want to stay healthy.
Does that mean eating vegetables too?
Isn't that
Dia
obvious?
nggak suka makan
It
sayur, bro.
does, which I guess hasn't been happening up till now.
Yeah, to be honest, we could be eating
Ini
better
kayaknya
than we
si
do.
Kisara ini dia pengen
Understood.
lebih
In that case,
berkontribusi ke
I'll just have to make
timnya
sure
kita
you're
ini ya.
all staying healthy and eating right myself.
Dia kayaknya nggak
Fortunately,
bakal
I happen to know a thing or two about
bisa kita pakai
cooking as
untuk
well.
masak juga nih ya.
You hear that, Law? Sounds like you'll be eating
Kalau
your
lihat
greens
dari
after all.
percakapannya sih.
What is it?
No, sorry, it's just... I was just wondering if you had any thoughts on all this.
It will do her good to have a project.
No, not Kisara. I meant you. Was there anything you wanted to add?
Me? Certainly you're not looking to me for culinary skill, I hope.
Si Dohalim masih awkward guys di
Typical Renan.
sekitar kita nih.
Leaving everything
Kalau
to
si
someone
Kisara udah
else.
lumayan blend in
Rinwell,
lah
I
ya.
don't think...
That said, should you need my skills on the battlefield, please rest assured I have no intention of shirking my responsibilities, regardless of who we may face.
I'm sure no one doubts that. Listen, guys, if we're traveling
Listen,
together,
guys, if
we
we're
should probably at
traveling
least
together.
try to make an effort to get to know one another, don't you think?
Get to know one another.
I wouldn't get your expectations too high in that
Ya Alven udah
regard.
sering banget ngomong itu ya.
Believe it or
Sejak
not,
ketemu sama si Shionne.
sometimes I'm not sure I even know myself all that well.
Oke guys, jadi tadi di awal kita udah ketemu sama si Kelzalik di Lord Sembernya. Ternyata bener aja dia tuh pengkhianatnya ya. Terus kita lawan bos binatangnya si Kelzalik ini namanya Phenoplex. Dia bentuknya kayak kadal dan bisa ngilang juga. Setelah berhasil kalahin, Kelzalik diusir sama Lord Dohalim dari Eldemenansia. Terus kita lanjut ke kontinen berikutnya namanya Mahaksar. Dan kali ini party kita nambah satu orang lagi, Lord Dohalim. Tadi Dohalim juga nemuin ada fasilitas untuk produksi Fruit of Helgane ini yang dibikin sama si Kelzalik. Dan dia ngebikinnya itu dibantuin sama Lord dari Mahaksar. Makanya ada kemungkinan Lord berikutnya ini nggak bakal sebaik si Dohalim. Next part kita bakal lanjutin lagi perjalanan kita menuju kontinen berikutnya. Oke, sampai di sini dulu videonya. Thanks banget buat semuanya yang udah nonton dan support terus. Buat kalian yang suka jangan lupa like, share, and subscribe ya. Hope you enjoyed the gameplay and thank you very much for watching.